one of the crucial issues in the framework agreement between the Philippine government and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front is the issue of the Bangsamoro Identity. The pertinent provision is number 5 in the establishment of the Bangsamoro R section. It says that parties recognize Bangsamoro identity. Those who are at the time of conquest and colonization were considered natives or original inhabitants of Mindanao and the Sulu Archipelago and its adjacent islands including Palawan, and their descendants, whether of mixed or of full blood, shall have the right to identify themselves as Bangsamoro either by ascription or self-ascription. At first look, it will mean that this is an inclusive provision and this is a positive understanding of that provision. It includes all inhabitants of Mindanao, Sulu, and also the adjacent islands, but this will be before the conquest and before the colonization. And those who have been considered natives or the original inhabitants, including the indigenous people. So they are all included under that identity called Bangsamoro. However, the controversial issue is the question whether the settlers who came after the colonization and after the conquest to Mindanao, say in 1900, in 1910, in 1920s, or after World War II, their descendants, their spouses, coming, yes, originally their parents coming from Visayas and Luzon, but most of them are born here now. Most probably they are the 4th or 10th generation. Will they be considered as part and parcel of this Bangsamoro identity? The document, while it is inclusive for the original inhabitants and the natives prior to conquest and prior to colonization, it excludes the settlers. So the settlers who came in the 1900 post-colonization, from the 1900 onward, will not be included in that Bangsamoro identity unless, of course, they have married one of the natives, hence their descendants will be considered as Bangsamoro. But if the settlers simply intermarried between and among themselves, even their descendants, even to the 4th generation, will not be included in the identity of the Bangsamoro. This is what we call the controversial issue in the said framework of agreement. The basic question now is that, is this simply a question of identity because of blood, or identity because of blood and or born of the place, born of the land? Those who are born in Mindanao, Sulu Archipelago, and the adjacent islands, including Palawan, born here, automatically also acquire the Bangsamoro identity. The document itself does not give them that right. So there are two: the jus consanguinis, that is the law of the blood of the original natives prior to the conquest, or simply the jus solis, that means born of the soil. In most cases, both are accepted for the identity of Bangsamoro, that is by self-accretion, that means they themselves call themselves as Bangsamoro, or by ascription because they're natives. People born of Mindanao, Sulu Archipelago, and Palawan should be considered natives. They are children of the soil. Even they are only children of settlers. They have no other land and home except Mindanao, Sulu, and the adjacent islands like Palawan. So this is perhaps one of the issues that need clarifications or fine-tuning in the basic law. This is only a framework of agreement, so that it will not put an end to our discussion. This should be an important input to the Transitional Commission when they fine-tune that particular issue of Bangsamoro Identity and when they produce the draft basic law. Similarly, also this will be questioned perhaps in the Congress of the Republic of the Philippines, because ultimately it is the Congress of the Republic of the Philippines that will make this document legal, the organic law of the Bangsamoro government and the quasi-constitution of the constituent units that will comprise the Bangsamoro new autonomous political entity.